to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And boy, oh boy, we have had lots of ascension upgrades through the natural ascension process. In fact, last Saturday, we had 12, yes, 12 all in one day. And again, on Monday, we noted that another 12. Yesterday, we had 19. Today, we'll probably have 24, and it will keep exponentially rising. So what does this actually mean? So we've been looking forward to higher vibrational energies coming into the earth and the planet and the people, and that's a good thing. So more of good vibrations. And what happens is the lower vibrations, and any resistance come up for healing. And then we heal them, body, mind, soul, for each of us in our environments. And then we keep going, we keep going. So the fascinating thing was I was asking God whether, Source God, whether we could slow this down. And I got an emphatic no. So I thought I'd ask. Well, the reason I ask is because some of my light warriors are having some symptoms related to that. So I just want to check in with you, see how you guys are doing with the rapid ascensions. Now, they don't seem to bother me too much physically, at least anymore. I did notice that I was waking up with a little bit sore shoulders and the neck a little stiff. This is the area that I, sometimes tend to have issues. I no longer get headaches, what I used to call Mother Earth migraines, because what can happen is as the ascension upgrades occur, you could be opening up to newer chakras, higher level chakras, for example, is what I'm getting from Source. Also, your interdimensional portals. Remember those ones on the front and the back of you that correspond to some of the acupuncture points in the conception vessel and the governing vessel. Sometimes those will be opening up fairly rapidly. And I used to get these headaches related to that kind of thing, and the spiritual gifts, so to speak, opening up. I would get these headaches, sometimes in the third eye, sometimes top of the head, various places. And when I realized that the lymphatic system of my brain wasn't very happy, those are called brain glymphatics, actually, that I was getting headaches. So once I was able to clear the brain glymphatics and then make sure that I ground the ascension and integrate the ascension into every which way, which is for my highest and greatest good. And if you don't know what you're supposed to ground to, it's okay. Because some people, they're like, oh, I thought I was supposed to ground to Mother Earth, but now I'm told I'm not supposed to ground to Mother Earth because I'm really an alien, and that's probably true for some people, myself included. So you can just command that I now command to be completely 100% grounded in all ways that is for my highest and greatest good, and leave it at that, right? And you can also ground all other versions of you as well. But anyway, so being grounded and integrating these ascensions as quickly as possible will definitely help your physical body be able to manage and tolerate that. So you can also ask your physical body, how well can you tolerate these ascension upgrades? Now, ideally, you want to be 100%, tolerant of them. If you're not, you can do some healing around that, command that to be more tolerant. Sometimes you do need to know more information, and therefore it's sometimes helpful to have my little Topocan Healing Daily Cheat Sheet, which my students recently got an updated version of that you can test every day. If there's some other things that you need to know about in order to clear fully, you have to bring to consciousness, because sometimes Source does want you to know some things, not everything. Some things you can go boom and get that immediately healed without having to know why it was there in the first place. And other things Source does want you to know for your own, evolution, well-being, your soul's mission, things like that. So sometimes things aren't always so quick and easy, but oftentimes the majority can be. So some other symptoms besides headaches that you might be able to be getting with these rapid ascensions is feeling spacey or ungrounded. Some people might lose their muscle testing abilities because they're not grounded, and they get kind of spacey, their memory's kind of going, and that's like you kind of accessing all versions of you and kind of feeling all their stuff. So again, it's very important to be able to ground and fully integrate the Ascension energies as quickly as possible. So you can always command that using Ascension 2, my Ascension 2 tool. That does help do that fairly rapidly, but it does take probably, without your active intention of grounding when you play it, it probably will take about 30 minutes to ground the latest Ascension upgrade. So if you're getting 24 a day, that kind of accumulates. So you might as well command it multiple times a day if you're getting spacey or headachy or whatever, to ground all those energies and integrate them to whatever they're supposed to be grounded and integrated to, body, mind, soul. Some detox symptoms you may be getting. A lot of people getting flu symptoms. Sometimes it is a new virus or bacteria or something going on. A lot of times, though, it is other things healing. So what are detox symptoms? You might be getting goop in your eyes. You might be getting sinus issues, nasal drainage, coughing, bronchitis type symptoms, skin rashes. I was getting some of that yesterday since the rapid ascensions, because I was healing infections of my alternate selves, of course, in the multiverse. So some bowel issues may occur, and swelling for those of us that, swelling is usually a healing crisis or detoxification symptom. So those are some of the common things, and of course tiredness, and sometimes sleep issues might be detox symptoms too. So again, it could be very well from the rapid ascension that is occurring. So this is a good thing, but you may need to tweak your body a little bit so you can manage it and be able to, ground all that light and information coming in. Now, the one thing that might be helpful is turning down your sensitivity to feeling things that are uncomfortable. So you might measure out of 10, how sensitive am I to, for example, negative energy in general, to my alternate selves, imbalances, to imbalances related to my mom, my dad, my dog, whatever it is, and get that number out of 10. A lot of times you'll know, and you can just check with source, do I have a high sensitivity to somebody else's stuff that I can turn down right now? And then you can get a list of all those. Entities is a good one. Darkness of the dark is another good one. Sometimes you have to call them out by name. So you can check how sensitive you are to all those things. And so if you have a sensitivity above 5, so if you're a 9 or a 10 or an 8, then command that your sensitivity to these things be lowered to as low as possible in all versions of yourself in the multiverse, and then recheck. Sometimes you will need to know what it is you need to heal in order to get it down as low as possible, but ideally if you can get it down 2 or below, that would be much better than a 9, right? So you don't have to feel your alternate version self's issues, negative issues anyway, in your physical body in as loud a way. A lot of times we still do need to connect. We are all one. We're getting to that place, so we still need to kind of know what's going on. And if our alternate selves are under attack by entities, sometimes our body will just tell us, hey, we gotta go, and help them. So I do check if my relationships with my alternate selves are healthy and happy, and if there's 100% happy, 100% healthy boundaries, and I'm still getting some sort of bodily symptom because of entity-related issues in my alternate self, I just go ahead and heal that, and then the pain or whatever I have goes away. So you can check, see how that works for you. So now we've taught you about the rapid ascension, what can happen. Turning down your sensitivity is one way of maybe having less symptoms while we get all this lovely, wonderful, positive energy. The other thing I was told by source to share with you is something that I've never seen described, but you can certainly tell me if you've seen it elsewhere and give me a link or something. But so I was asking for patients like what's the light score of their subconscious mind in this current reality? Because if you and source are co-creating your reality, and we've removed all the other interferences, with the entities, and made sure your consciousness was 100% sovereign, and it's just you and source, right? So now we ask, which you? Is it your subconscious mind? Normally it's subconscious mind, right? About 95 to 97% of all you manifest is from your subconscious mind. So we want to elevate the light score of your subconscious minds in this timeline and in alternate timelines. How cool is that? You can do that now. So you can check what's the average light score of your subconscious minds of all, your alternate lifetimes and what it is in this lifetime. And then you can go ahead and heal that, whether with the ascension tools or command it healed, or you may need to know something before, the light scores rise to 100%. Ideally, we want it to be 100%. So you can check the light score of your conscious minds and this and all other timelines. You can get an average. And again, you want to heal that and get that to 100%. And that will naturally start clearing the things that no longer serve you and add positive energies that you need downloaded. What's very interesting is this new thing. So in one particular person, I was asking what proportion of these minds were co-creating her reality. And, I got a certain number for conscious mind, a certain number for subconscious mind, but there was a leftover. And I was like, Okay, so who else is co-creating your reality that's also you? So I asked if it was mass consciousness. No, although some people have that. But it wouldn't be them, right? It would be mass consciousness co-creating their reality. So I got that it was some sort of hive mind. And I thought, well, what hive mind is there? So get this, it was the subconscious hive mind. So it was like if you take all your subconscious minds from all versions of you in the timelines in the multiverse, and you created a hive mind, or there's a hive mind version of that. So it's not mass consciousness or hive mind of everyone on Earth. It's just you and all versions of you in the multiverse. So I call that the subconscious hive mind. So for some people, they were actually co-creating from this place, although it's usually not that common, and usually it shouldn't be that high a percentage, my understanding is. So you can actually go ahead and heal your subconscious hive mind as well and elevate the light score. And then you may have met many layers, but then once you're really, thinking, you know what, I really want to co-create my reality with Source. If what you wish to co-create, your vision statement, for example, your vision is a highlight score, and you want to consciously co-create it, then you can command that your conscious mind be the main co-creator with Source rather than your subconscious. Now your subconscious will be the backup system. So if you do not create consciously, your subconscious mind will be the backup system as opposed to being the primary system. So that's some of the stuff, the exciting stuff to share with you today. So this is still fairly new, so try it out, see if it works for you. See if you can get your conscious mind co-creating your reality more of the time. And you may have several layers, you may have to recheck it over and over again. And then you got to start consciously creating your day, right? Consciously creating. If you don't have a vision statement of what your life looks like in your ideal world, especially one that is a highlight score, in other words, aligned with Source, then how are you supposed to manifest it? So now if you can get your co-creation, muscles and juice, flowing and going, then this should be super, super fun. So check it out, see how that works for you. Let me know how that's working for you. I'd love to know. So you can, put comments on my blog underneath this video, or, on the Facebook group. And actually for my Light Warriors, I really would love your help here because, the whole blogging thing, well, I know I'm not an expert at it, but supposedly if I get comments on the blog, that's a good thing. I know a lot of you are wonderful and you comment on our private Facebook group, but I get more, Google pats on the back, I suppose, if you comment on my blog. So anyway, just for those of you comfortable doing that, would love to have comments on my blog. So my SEO people tell me. So I'm asking for your help for that. If you missed our wonderful show with Lottie on Monday, and connecting with Source and trusting yourself, big, huge healings happening there. Check out the replay of that. You can do those activations and downloads for yourself. Very powerful replay. So thank you so much, Lottie. Also, there's a 50% off for 3 sessions with Lottie, the authenticity package, and the discount code is Karen50, capital Karen, all capitals, and the number 50, and there's no spaces. So check that out. Thank you so much, Lottie, for your generosity in working with my folks. I love you. I love all my folks. And for next week's radio show, we're going to do a replay actually of the interview that I had with Diana Cushionbach about the higher self. So we talked about connecting with Source there, also about the different personalities of the higher self, and this was very interesting to people. So we wanted to replay that piece again for people so they understand more about their higher selves, and how sometimes you can actually be someone else's higher self, which is like, woo, kind of wild stuff. But it's all good stuff. I hope you really enjoy that. It was pretty popular, so we're going to replay that again on Monday. And I've got some homework to do for my Light Warrior VIP group. That's coming up. Our final sessions together are coming up, and they have come such a long way. A big shout out to them on how much they've developed, how much they've grown, how much they've been helping, us in the Light Warrior support group, and they're soon to be graduates of the program. I do want to mention, if you don't already know, to block out May 2nd. Okay. I believe that's a Tuesday. May 2nd, 11 a.m. Eastern. I will be interviewed by Aram Syed of From Heartache to Joy about my brand new program I will be launching, How to Become a Light Warrior. So a lot of my students have been asking about, more step-by-step, like healing. For example, Ascension 1 and 2 is kind of an all-in-one. So Ascension 1, all-in-one, it takes away negative energy such as curses, vows, contracts, entities, entity weapons, cords, all sorts of stuff like that. The list is huge, right? It's like 3 pages long. And then Ascension 2 adds positive energy. So the morphic fields of love, acceptance, joy, essential oil frequencies, archangel frequencies of healing, Mother Earth frequencies of healing, the morphic fields of being successful, popular, money magnet, all those kinds of things. But for some people, especially those that don't really have a healing background, it's fairly new to them, sometimes they're like, well, you're telling me to use the Ascension 1 and 2 with intention, but I don't really know what to work on first. Of all these different problems, like, what if I'm a starseed, or what if I'm an earth angel, and like, what do I do? And so what I decided to do is create a new program, How to Become a Light Warrior, and it's advanced healing for indigos, angels, starseeds, walk-ins, hybrids, those going through soul mergers, and of course our lovely and dear empaths. So there are definitely some common themes among all of us. I call us sensitives, just to group us all together, but usually we're here for a pretty cool light mission, but we do have our sensitivities, and sometimes we get bogged down with some issues like being in our bodies, for example, if we're starseeds. And, the indigos with their issues with addictions, so there's all these different things. So what I'm deciding to do on my new program is to kind of do step by step, kind of healing layer by layer by layer, kind of like what I would do one-on-one with you in a session over, several sessions. So I'm actually going to be doing group activations and healing step by step, so you can kind of heal from the ground up, especially for those of you that are like, I'm not a healer, I don't know what to intend, So this is can be really helpful to help you, clear entities, to get your home in order, to get your body back together, and all the foundational things that you might not know you need to work on. See, like for example, most people are like, I'm having symptoms. Well, they wouldn't know that their brain lymphatics are plugged up, or that they need to ground, and that's why they're having problems. So that's where I come in. So I've been asked by my light warriors who are very interested in the program to do more interactive stuff. Now this is tough, right? Because it's a lot of time and it's a lot of effort. But, I talked to Source about it on Sunday. That was my church time. Talking to Source about my program, and we have it all now lined up on paper, and it's a lot bigger than I was expecting, but, I'm expecting a lot of support from Source as well for asking me to do all that. So it's going to be a pretty awesome program, I believe, because we are going to have a lot of classes together where I go through some of this healing stuff, and explaining things a little bit more, doing group activations. And then you're also, of course, going to have healing MP3s that go with the course as well. And then we're also going to have another package for those people that are more into doing, being able to do manual healing themselves, and kind of the techniques that we use, the Topocan healing. The options are endless, but I'm going to give you like my technique of like how I do things in a session, and so you can start doing that for yourself, or those those that you love, on a non-professional basis, or even add it to your profession if you're already a professional energy healer, to help you get the best bang for your energy healing buck, so to speak. So I'm really excited to launch that. So that's going to be May 2nd. Make sure you pencil that in, 11 a.m. It's going to be about 90 minutes or so, 60 to 90 minutes call. We're going to be talking about the program and taking callers and doing some work with him. So if you are, or if you think you are, a sensitive, an indigo, starseed, hybrid, walk-in, or if you just are a sensitive empath, this is definitely something you want to be a part of. I really look forward to that. I'm so excited to create my program and all that live interaction with all of you. And until next week, have a wonderful week. Remember, stay grounded. All right? Love y'all. Bye for now.